We were in church many years ago. I was a young lad in the Assemblies of God church. One day, I had a prophetic word. And the pastor had given us an opportunity to have this youth program. This was different from the teenagers, but this had to do with what they call Christ ambassadors. And I was sharing some things, and the pastor was uncomfortable with those things that I was sharing. So he sent somebody to stop me from talking. So they stopped me. So I later on went to see the pastor to apologize because he didn't like what I was saying. But what I was saying was true. So I didn't like it. And I had to go to him and apologize. I wasn't trying to cause chaos. I was trying to call these folks to straighten their lives. It was only a few weeks later, the General Council of the Assemblies of God announced a transfer of the pastor. Now, when they did, the church turned into a war zone. It started with the prophetesses. Who say? I mean, I'm quoting verbatim. Who say my son must go? And I stood up from where I was looking to find out who said. One said, who say? And once she started, some others, and back then, those years, in the Assemblies of God, there were only some little few tongues. Then kuri mama, suri mama. Some of them did their kuri mama, suri mama, and they started pulling. They went outside, pulling the signboard. They said, this church is finished. Kuri mama, suri mama. They pulled the signboard. Said, we are no longer Assemblies of God for transferring the pastor. Then the choir, they took off their robes. Kuri mama, suri mama. Complete chaos. Others went up and they said, the pastor that was announced to be coming, they said, if he comes here, we will finish him. Then the next week, the general superintendent of the Assemblies of God came to church. He said to the choir, I hear you took off your robes. From today, you will no longer wear robes. The choir is over. They couldn't do Kuri mama, suri mama. The Holy Ghost kept them in their chair. They were waiting for the moment where they would spring up and start their war. But they couldn't. They not held them there and brought order to the church. And he told them, he said, the pastor we have transferred here is coming. And the pastor came. And the one that they were fighting for was removed because he was raising a mob, not a church. Disorder with prophecy. They were prophesying. The head of the choir took the microphone and was prophesying that what the General Council did was wrong. It is not of me. It is not of me, said the Lord. It is not of me. We were looking at them in the church.